Kirsten,
Yeah.
you have proper European roots.
Yeah, my dad's from Germany.
And you speak it a German?
Nein.
Oh, you don't?
Ein bisschen. Ein kleines bisschen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Kinderdeutsch. Kids German.
Oh.
And curse words, too.
Is that why that's called a Kinder Surprise? Because it's a kid's surprise?
It's a kid's surprise, yeah.
I never knew that. I must write it down in case I forget.
You're just, what's this creepy chocolate with little kids on it?
Kinder Surprise.
The best thing about German is that father is Vater. Come on. That's great, isn't it?
Yeah, I do have a farter. I do.
Yeah, my father's at home. And Kirsten's mom, you know, I'm sure she's a lovely lady.
Yeah.
But when she was an air hostess...
Yeah, for Lufthansa, yeah.
You didn't want to mess with her. You didn't want to get on her wrong side.
Well, yeah. Twice she sent people's luggage to different places. Yeah, in the morning if they were being jerks, like just like men, like being mean in the morning or just... And she was like, right, your bag is going to India.
I love the power of people in those jobs.
Yeah,
You know,
that was
you
back in the day. Now
they're
it's
like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're getting married in Thailand?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Not
Good luck. Yeah, exactly. She did that twice. Yeah.
Because, Rob, now, with the trip, that's kind of gone global. That's sold all over the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, here, it's a TV series here, but around the world, it's a film. And you must now, when you go home, you must look up on YouTube, because they dub it into other languages.
Okay.
So you can see it in Spanish. So I was keen to see this. I thought, what sort of voice have they given me? And it starts off with Steve, right? And he's driving the car, and I'm next to him. They've given him a very sexy Spanish voice. So he's driving going, "Cuanto le meste vigole bellaro. El diablo que sonte bellaya." And I'm just sat there like this. Then we're in a restaurant. I'm still not speaking, just him. Esto le bate de billio, holde. El que sonte bellaro. I still say nothing. I'm thinking, what is my voice going to be? Then we get back in the car. Again, it's him. And I go... 47th sexiest man in Wales.
But what intrigues me, when they dub it into different languages, I don't know if you watched enough to get this, but when they do the impressions, what are they doing impressions of? Are they doing impressions of the people who dubbed them in those countries?
That's an interesting point. Alle parti de Cate, a lot of surely be right in the butt. Me amano, Michael Cate.
Very good.
Not bad.
Yeah, no, very good.
Good try.
Yeah.
Good try.
Good. Because we all worked at a restaurant. Were you a waitress, Sienna?
I was for a day.
Oh, only a day?
Yeah, it didn't go well.
Oh, what happened?
I had several very short-time jobs. That was... some man was inappropriate and I accidentally, / on purpose, poured pasta on his lap.
Oh, don't mess with Sienna.
I know.
That's good.
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah. And what happens then? Do you just walk out or do you...
It was a mutual... It didn't work. Yeah. It didn't work for either of us.
Because you were a busboy away...
I was everything. Yeah, I was a busboy when I was 15 at a Greek restaurant, and then I was a prep cook at an Italian place between high school and college, and then through college, I was the worst waiter in the world. Horrible waiter.
Were you genuinely bad or you just
Genuinely
hated
bad. No, I was bad. So
Okay.
much so that I remember the guy who hired me was like, his friend, Bradley, you are literally the worst waiter I've ever seen, but you have sad eyes, I will keep you. And you know what? You know what's so funny? I'm still friends with him, and he's the manager of this restaurant called Cafe Milano in Washington, D.C., and I see him all the time.
Oh, wow. But in the film you do speak French.
In Burnt, yes.
And you speak French as well.
I speak a line of French, but he can actually speak fluent French.
Mm.
Yeah, ooh la la.
And that's because... Didn't you study there when you...
I did, yeah. When I was spring semester of my junior year in college, I went to the South and studied there.
So how would you urge people to go and see Burnt in French? That was good. Already very French. You're in it.
Done.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you? Brûlé. Is that what it's going to be called?
It's called a vif. But I like brulee. They should do that instead. A vif.
A vif?
A vif.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
When you say
Burnt.
fluent, it means burnt.
It means burnt.
Yeah, well cooked. It's not very bad. I only know this because I was told this. But that Japanese, it isn't just regular Japanese.
No, it's not. It's traditional Japanese, which is so incredibly difficult to learn.
But I imagine regular Japanese is quite hard.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I mean, I didn't realise that I was being taught traditional Japanese until actors that came in to shoot Shogun World who spoke modern Japanese were like, oh, my God, how are you doing this? Because even for them, it was quite tricky. But yeah, it was amazing.
And can you speak it a bit now?
I can, yeah, I can, actually. I can.
I can't think of what I'd like you to say. But...
I think, Ketsumatsu o hanashimashou ka. Dewa, katana o same hanashimau ka.
Any idea? Chris is going, go.
Did you just ask me on a date? Okay. How do I say okay in traditional Japanese? Let me respect.
You could just say yes, which is hi.
Hi. Cool. No, what did you really say?
I said, let's lay down our swords and have a dignified conversation. Which is more traditional.
Wow. We kind of said that backstage, didn't we?
Yeah.
We said, hey, come on, let's just do it.
That was really...
What did you say? What's the last thing you say in that?
You're playing this just like an exercise.
Oh, OK.
Oh, OK, it's German.
Yeah. And so...
German? No, I learned German at school, but...
I learned it at school, too. I don't know why...
Why
not Spanish?
There's a whole lot of
French?
Germans in Australia, too.
Yeah,
in Harndorf.
German
outside
and
Adelaide.
Japanese were the two... yeah, random.
Yeah, we don't speak English.
And I heard you talking in an interview about when you went for... When you were... I think it was after you were cast, they had quite a different vision of Jean-Luc Picard, that he wasn't going to be the way he turned out to be.
Well, yeah, they thought he should be French, for one thing.
And did you do it French?
I did a recording, a taping, which must be somewhere in the vaults of Paramount Pictures, where we experimented with the French accent. Would you like to hear a sample of it?
Oh, yes, go on.
Love to hear
Yes.
OK. Space. The final frontier is the voyage of the starship Enterprise. They didn't use it.
It's very good. You may not know that, Not Going Out, so obviously very popular here, it's been sold to 120 countries.
Yes, I believe
That is phenomenal.
Yes, well...
And are they remaking it in some places
Well,
now?
there's talk about it being remade in Germany, and they've already... I think they've cast it. And if you want to know how people perceive you, it's probably best to look at the person playing you in another country. And, you know, listen, I'm no Zach, but I've got something to cling on to. And the guy that's playing me is a munter.
Well, we do have a picture of him.
You haven't, have you?
We do have a picture of him. This is Lee in Germany.
This is me in Germany. What is that? He's playing me! It's not my dad, he's playing me. Is that what I'm giving off as a message? What is that?
That's rough, man.
And shows also get dubbed and things, because you've met... Is it your Spanish self you've met, Zach?
Yes, yeah.
Is he now the official Zach? Will he be doing the lucky one?
That's what happens. Once you get a voice internationally, that's the one that stays with you for all time.
And are you pleased with him?
Man, you know, the first time I went to... It was actually... Gosh, I think it was High School Musical 3. I went to the I went to the... I'll never forget this. I was sitting at the Spanish premiere, and they introduced the characters one by one. First was Corbin, who played Chad in the movie, but he came out and had a great voice. It was like, "Ay, Dios mío, mi amor," like a great, deep, rich voice. And I was like, man, I cannot wait to hear what my voice sounds like. The girls come out and they're like, and like, oh, great. my voice gets a big introduction. Yeah, my character gets a big introduction. He like turns around for his big first Troy Bolton line, and it's really all. ¿Cómo se llama? ¿Cómo estás? Bien. Bien, bien. And I'm literally, my jaw's dropped, and I was just going. Seriously, is this gonna be like this forever? Has the movie really come out? Can we have time to fix this? Is it? No, that's been your voice since High School Musical 1, and it stays with you forever.
No, he can't be the lucky one. You can't if he's
well, I have not seen it yet, but I'd be willing to bet that in the lucky one, I'm going to be a Marine coming out saying, "Roger, Roger." Yes, Alpha's inbound.
And Matt, episodes of Friends, they're both everywhere. Episodes is 180 countries or something crazy.
Just saying.
Yeah. So,
same guy plays me in Germany, though.
Well, I can understand that.
Have you met the other Matts? Have you heard the other Matts?
No, I've heard some of the voices. They sent us, a long time ago on Friends, they sent us like a DVD. They gave it to us as a rap gift one year, like just one scene, like one from Japan, one from Spain, one from Germany, and it was hysterical to hear all the voices. And the Japanese guy that does me was the funniest. I'm not going to do an impression. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I don't want to offend anybody.
But do the catchphrases then translate? I mean, if you're walking down the Champs-Elysees, are people going, "Comment ça va?" Or, you know, do they... do you get, like, you know, V Gates? Do they... I've run out now. Those are my two. That's not the other one I know. And now, because you're Swedish, how does that work? Because obviously you're married to an Irishman now. So, so are you learning Irish? Are you learning Irish phrases? Is he
Irish is actually quite close. A lot of people think that I'm Irish because in Sweden, I guess, we have the same R's. So,
yeah.
So it's a bit of a connection there.
And is he learning Swedish phrases?
I wish it was better. Yeah. No, but actually, one thing that he likes is he came to Sweden and he learned that it's a lot of we have a lot of Swedish sayings that are very commonly used, and it's one of those things when it's my own language I didn't really think about how weird they are, but he learned about them and he was like, I'm just now going to use those, and it's like saying in Swedish, well, now you've taken a poop in the blue cabinet. What? Yeah. That's like a very common thing, or like, yeah, you can't just expect yourself, you know, to walk in here like sliding in on a shrimp sandwich. I actually saw like politicians when I was back home now in Sweden use that in a debate. In Swedish, I was like, yeah, that's how. Yeah.
You can't come in here and slide on a shrimp sandwich.
Yeah, because shrimp is very
so
like flashy, and you know, in a socialist country, having a shrimp sandwich is very fancy. So it's like you can't just have your privileges and walk in, slide in here on a shrimp sandwich.
We have an Australian one. We're not here to spiders.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Let's get on with it. It'd be difficult to try and a spider. And...
It sounds like in Australia you could find a spider. Like now, are you fluent in Swedish now?
No.
Are you trying to be?
Definitely not. No, I'm...
You're married to a Swede, so there must be some Swedish going on.
There is. I mean, I try, but I'm terrible at sort of remembering it. But, you know, I thought at one point I should learn bits and pieces, but I knew I wasn't going to learn a lot. So I decided they have really weird sort of phrases. So I thought maybe I could just have conversations in these sort of, like, phrases. Like, one of them is, it's very strange. It's like, now you've in the blue cabinet.
That's amazing.
I could understand that.
Yeah, exactly. You've gone too far.
Oh, I see, yes.
I think that's what it means. Now you're in the blue cabinet.
How do you say it?
Yeah, I'm not going to get this right. It's terrible. All my Swedish friends and extended family will not be happy, but it's nu todo do hit the blue cabinet. Yeah, so it's really bad. My Swedish is really bad.
Do you have any more?
No, that's it.
Okay, fair enough. Now, your British accent, very good.
Thank you very
But
much.
apparently you genuinely thought I won't have to do that.
I really did.
When did you discover, oh, I'm really going to have to do this?
Like a week before shooting.
Why did you think that it wouldn't matter?
I don't know. I just...
Did I tell you I'm the boss of the movie? So I was like, yep, you have to do that now. Yeah.
No, the boss of the movie.
Yeah. When you see the credits, that's
boss of the movie.
Yeah.
No, I just thought that, I don't know, that it would be, it wouldn't make such a difference, and I thought that maybe everybody knows that I'm not British, and maybe in a comedy, you know, it could be distracting, and, you know, I've done it before and it hasn't always gone well, so I just thought if this goes badly, there's so stressful to watch somebody struggle through an accent. And then Chris Addison basically said, you're gonna do it. I need you to get confident with this and you gotta figure it out. So Joan Washington was my dialect coach. She was amazing and we made the best of it.
And you do other accents in it as well.
I knew I was gonna do the other accent. I just thought that maybe my character could be American to start with and then...
And as the boss of the movie, you decided to go with Australian.
I thought, give her all the accents. I do no preparation and just come on set. Yeah.
Because Jodie, in Killing Eve, your main accent is amazing, but then you go off and do the different languages and things. Like, was that something? I mean, obviously we'd heard you do kind of English accents, but was that something you knew you could do? Like, as a kid, were you good at accents?
I've always like imitated like adverts and stuff with my dad, but I was the same as Anne. Like in the audition, it was like, you know, she speaks many languages, and I was like, of course, like so do I. And then like never thinking that I would like, you know, it would happen. And then as each episode came through, I was like, oh, Russian, German, like they they kept going.
Wow.
What's your favourite one to do in the show?
I really enjoyed doing the Italian. Purely because that was the one I found easiest to do. French is really hard.
And Daniel, you've done accents in lots of films, but there was a couple of words, apparently, in American that you still struggle with.
Well, not as much anymore because I've had. But like, I remember one of the first things I did as in an American accent, like the word girlfriend was very hard, and the word murderer, and I had to. I was playing a person who was accused of murdering his girlfriend, so like. I had to say all of those things like quite a lot, and it was just like every time I came up against it, I'd be like, "Girlfriend, no, stop and let me go back."
My girl.
But accents is one thing, but like speaking languages, I had to say one line of French once, and it was the most stressful.
Yeah. Before every take, I forgot. There's a lot of outtakes of me going, "Line, please, anyone help?" It's like it's quite nerve-wracking.
I love your Russian in it because it's so badass.
Thank you.
And I was doing it a bit lately because when people come up to me and I'm just like not in the mood, I've created this like new Russian persona to
What's
throw
her name?
people off. Ivanka. and then people come up and they go, "Oh hi, you Rebel Wilson," and I go, "No." No, what do you want? No. And I try to channel your Russian. Yeah.
At least you don't kill them.
No, I don't.
Amy, of course, no one's going to school now. Homeschooling. But you have chosen one subject and you've gone big on it with your kids.
Oh, you know, I'm so concerned that my children won't learn anything this year that I was like, I have to make sure they learn something. So I've been teaching them the sign language alphabet, the alphabet and sign language. So, and that's been a really fun thing to just practice and learn and you know, I just want them to take one thing away from this year that they didn't know before.
Have they learned the whole alphabet yet?
They have. They've learned the whole
alphabet.
alphabet.
Well, there you go. Yeah. Top
yeah,
homeschooling.
so I did it. I mean, who has done? I don't have to do anything else.
You tell a story in the book about a valuable lesson you learned on, I think the film was called Scorpion Spring?
Yes. Another one of these times when I had a bright idea that went wrong. It was a time early in my career where I had gotten out to LA and I was not getting the jobs. Meaning I was getting a second call back, but not landing the job. And I was taking acting lessons for the very first time, learning finally what I'd instinctually known how to do previously. Well, I get this blind offer of this role, and it's of this drug runner on the border of Mexico and Texas. And the scene is the coyotes bring across his drugs. He doesn't pay for them. He steals the drugs, kills them, and moves on. Basically, that's it. Well, I get this bright idea that, look, man, I need to go back to how I did it in the beginning, when I played Wooderson in Days Confused, when I had 3 lines and I worked for 3 weeks, and I would just improvise the scene because I knew my man and I would just be me. So I said, I'm not going to read this script, Scorpion Spring. I'm not even going to read the scene. I know the scenario. I know my man. I'll show up on the day and I'll do what he would do. Ding. Bright idea. Cut to, I'm on the set of Scorpion Spring. I'm about to shoot that scene. Well, obviously, I get a little bit nervous because the PA walks by and says, you want to check out the sides? And I say, yeah, let me see the sides. I grab the sides. I'm on my mark. We're about to say action. I have a peek. 1 page, 2 pages, 3 page, 4 page. Monologue. My guy. In Spanish. I feel this bead of sweat come up on the back of my neck. And I remember saying to no one in particular, can I get 12 minutes? Thinking that 12 minutes was not long enough to be an inconvenience to the crew, but maybe long enough to go learn a 4-page monologue in Spanish because, hey, I took a semester of Spanish in the 11th grade. Well, it was not long enough to learn 4 pages in Spanish, and I went back and did the scene. I've never watched it. I'm too embarrassed to, but I learned that day you've got to prepare to have your freedom. So I've been a big preparer for my work ever since because that was one of my most embarrassing moments.
Kristen Scott Thomas is here, and Kristen, you had almost the opposite thing happen to you with a film.
With a film that was due to be shot in Bosnia, and I was a pianist, a Bosnian pianist. So I had lessons in Bosnian, and I learned this language. It was incredibly difficult. Very patient man who came to the house every day and to play the piano, and then the film didn't happen.
So you just left knowing some Bosnian?
Didn't happen, no.
No, Bosnian and how to play piano.
Do you remember any Bosnian?
No.
Oh, OK. Was it easy for you to do the Scottish accent being Irish?
It was and it wasn't. It was easy because the way the Scots speak is quite similar to us. So I was basically just doing that and I could speak in the same way. But then it also meant that you would just slip into your own accent every now and again. Or I'd sound like Northern Irish or something, and they'd have to pull me out of that.
Yeah,
Sometimes I'd sound that way even when I was speaking in French, which was weird.
Did you have to learn French for this?
Yeah.
Oh.
Fluent.
Yeah.
He is, though.
You are, and actually, I meant to say Timothy. It's pronounced Timothy.
It's whatever you'd like.
Because I always thought, I don't know if you guys, I thought it was Timothée because of the double E's at the end.
It's supposed to be, but you could say Doug, Alex, Rick, whatever works.
I like guests like this. Remembering names is half my job.
Doug Chalamet back in the building.
Does not work as well. Doug.
But you are fluent in the French.
Yeah, yes. Let's say 97%. I always like, give myself a little stopgap because it's not perfect.
Okay, no, it's not perfect, everyone. But on set, you also spoke Irish, didn't you?
Yeah, so I'm not fluent in Irish, but I know little words here and there. And Eileen, who's my best mate, she's in the film as well. And so whenever we were talking about someone, basically, I would use Irish words. So I'd be like, so-and-so is driving me, and then use an Irish word. And then one of the sound guys came up to us one day, us thinking that we'd gotten away with it, and he was like, lads, you know that I am Irish, and I do understand everything that you're saying. And I've got my cans on. We weren't talking about him. But yeah, we thought we'd gotten away with it, and we hadn't.
Because even, do you speak Irish? You know some Irish.
My parents spoke Irish and used to insult me in Irish. I know what mangan means in Irish.
I don't.
It means luxurious growth of hair. Apparently.
Actually?
I've got a mane on.
It's appropriate.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Stephen Hairy is my name, essentially. I read that in a key ring in Dublin Airport, so it's got to be true. It's got to be true.
When we have people on Zoom, I say, where are you? And normally it's, LA or New York or something. But you have an interesting, unusual answer. Where in the world is Rosamund Pike?
She is in snowy Central Europe. Any guesses from our studio contestants as to which capital city
I mean, I don't know.
in?
which shed, which Central European shed you've found.
No, I'm in Prague.
Oh, OK.
Yeah.
So you and your husband and your kids, you're all there, and you've been learning a language, is this right?
Well, yeah, I have been trying. Well, I've got my kids homeschooling me because my kids speak Mandarin, and I don't, and they grew up bilingual really because my partner thought that if he was going to have kids more kids, he had 4 already. He thought it might be exciting to talk to them in a language he didn't already know, so he taught himself Chinese from the ground up. In a very sort of, well, you could call it brilliant, or you could call it, really stubborn, or you could call it a kind of desire for single parenting, because, he's basically talking to them in a language that I don't understand. So I thought that maybe lockdown was an opportunity for me to catch up. And so that's been. I should really be learning Czech. I am aware of the irony of living in the Czech Republic and learning Chinese.
Can you give us some Mandarin?
Well. There's this thing that my kids. I said I think Graham might want to hear something in Chinese. I said, what do you think I should say? And they said, 脱裤子放屁. And I said, oh right, great, that's great. What does that mean? And they said, that's the act of taking your trousers off to fart.
Oh wow.
And I said, well, that's perfect.
You've got to love any nation, any people that have a verb for that.
And they said, so that can be lobbed at, someone who's, maybe for you, Gordon, if you put in a sort of ingredient that's unnecessary, or you just, you go through a stage in a recipe that's just a bit too far, that would be like taking your trousers off to fart.
Oh, I see. Oh, I see. It's like butter on bacon, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yes, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I could teach. Well, I should have got them to teach you really. Anyway, I think that's a useful phrase. If you're going to know one thing in Chinese, that's not bad.
Yeah. Robbie did the radio last Saturday, and he was going, I say things I shouldn't on chat shows, and I was going, no, you'll be fine.
I was on stage. Can't remember where it was. Stuttgart. It was somewhere that Hitler had done all his speeches from.
Yeah.
80,000 people in front of me, and you sort of have a... Yeah, right.
Robbie, live in Nuremberg.
Yeah. It was Nuremberg! It was!
Of course it was Nuremberg. Of course! Yeah, go on.
Anyway, so when you're singing, you can be singing, but also at the same time you can be having a bit of dialogue with yourself. Words come out, performance happens. Sometimes when you're that comfortable, you're going, check them out. She's fit. Look at her boobs. Oh, she's seen you looking at the boobs. It's OK, you Robbie, look at them. She likes it. You're being bawdy. That kind of stuff. And then to this particular time, there's like 80,000 people in front of me, and I'm singing Angels or whatever it is. And in the back of my mind, I went, look at these lot. They really like me. I really like them too. That's amazing, because we're brought up with the German thing, and my grandma used to have a Jerry under the bed that she peed in, and now look at all of these lot loving me, and I love them. It's fantastic here. I'll show them my appreciation after I finish singing this song. This is all going on while I'm singing, and then Angel's finished, and I go, Deutschland, Deutschland, über alles.
Wessel song.
And 80,000 people booed me.
Well, it's a good thing they booed. It would have been worse if they'd gone, finally, a leader.
But an international incident nearly occurred.
Wow.
Where would we be without a sense of humour?
Well,
Germany.
And at what stage did you then decide to complicate things more? Because a lot of the movie is in a very specific local dialect.
It's in Chichewa, the language of Malawi, which is about half the film is in Chichewa, which was a decision that I kind of took quite early in the process because I wanted it to feel like a really authentic experience for the audience to sort of have this sort of teleportation into this space, into this beautiful place. And but it did require me learning Chichewa and several members of the cast.
Well, he knows French, so he could probably...
Yeah, so we could...
Yes!
We could do a French Chichewa version. Yeah. You didn't think of me.
Did you just learn what you had to say phonetically, or did you actually learn how to speak?
Well, I started learning the language, and then when we got to Malawi, I just sort of knuckled down into the actual, what I was going to say. We had a great translator in the UK, Sensen Kambula, who did all the translations here. And then there were a couple of people in Malawi as well that I was working with and the rest of the cast were working with, including Maxwell, who also doesn't speak Chichewa. And so he was learning Chichewa as well, and English isn't his first language either, so it was...
Right, my first film, right, was an American movie, right, and I was meant to be an American, and I said, put a line in, he's from Reading. And that was it. And I just did my own accent. That's incredible. That's incredible. On top of acting.
Right, and directing, and
yeah,
writing.
I know.
I feel like I'm underachieving. Like, I'm blown away.
Maybe it's not a real language. Maybe he was just staying and then put subtitles up. Who's gonna know?
I'm not learning all of this.
Exactly. It's nonsense. Absolute rubbish. People from Malawi going, what the is this?
Before we go, let's make this week's visit to the big red chair.
Hello, who's there? Hi.
Hi, how are things?
Oh, very good, thanks. So now, are you from Sweden?
No, I'm not. I'm from Northern Ireland.
Oh, really? I have a very good ear.
I used to live in Sweden.
What?
I used to live in Sweden for 6 months.
See, I got it.
Okay,
That's right, yeah.
Is he going to speak Swedish?
I don't know. Can you speak Swedish?
I can say one sentence.
Is it disgusting?
No.
Okay, go.
Okay, go for it.
Ingen reklamtack.
Oh, what's that? Huh? Say again.
Ingen reklamtack. It means no junk mail, please.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Oh, no. Okay,
How do you actually say that?
Ingen reklam.
Oh.
Okay, put it. I think you pull.
Yes, I think the phrase is you're looking for. I can't say anything in Swedish. Oh, he's gone. It could have been a great story. We'll never know. Tell me this, Alan. So for Tar, Cate Blanchett brushed up on her German. You're Italian. You were there for 3 months.
Yeah, it was, I kept saying por favor, which is Spanish. I mean, I'm one of those Brits abroad. Donde está la cheesy chips? That's my level. But no, it was very odd there. We got arrested. I don't know if you haven't binged it on iPlayer. We got arrested. The police pulled us over, and of course the BBC ran over. We're filming. No, stand back. Like this. Oh. So we're there.
Is that your Italian accent?
Yes. It was like we were in Rome then, wasn't it? And so we're there, pulled over, and then Amanda just turned into Mae West. I mean, she was like, oh, that's a big gun. And I was like, we're going to get arrested for soliciting now. You know? I bet that buckle needs some buffering. And then he was really nasty with me, and because I was wearing this really ill-fitting green jumpsuit. I look like a Teletubby. And then they said, where do you live? Where are you staying like this? And they still didn't say why they arrested us. And then we gave them the hotel, and we thought that was it. And then 1 a.m. that morning, the police turned up to give Amanda Holden a booty call.
No.
Rang her up 1 a.m. in a hotel room. Thankfully, she didn't pick up. Wow. I complained to the hotel. Why isn't my phone working? There's something wrong with the wire.